hello, everyone. Welcome to Game 3 of their last casual boots race going on here, and this is Group AK. We got Tabbycat54 and Faker Jr. Racing today. This is a tiebreaker match here. Both racers are 5-1, so they're both in already. This is more for placement to see, I guess, who wins the group and who gets the higher seed placement going into the brackets. Alright, so again, I am Pixcalibur, and on tracking today is Crom. So we got just casual boots, just usual. For those of you not familiar, this is basically the start is vanilla. Yeah, you start with a sword, you start with boots, and the first few minutes are just the regular escape sequence, and then we'll see how our racers today will branch out going forward. All right, and we are underway. And starting at Link's house, and with the that's a fire source, but not the vanilla one. So I'm picking up bombos. So we'll see how that might come into play later. Alright, so Uncle giving us some bombs, and that's actually very good, because that will cover Kakariko. I think you need like 3 bombs to do your checks in the village, and then because the race game, you can just use boots to break down the wall. And okay, now you see them with their sword. Now, before you talk to the uncle, I think you can still dash through the bushes, but you just don't see the sword until you talk to Uncle. Alright, small key. Front of escape, which you're going to have to get that. It's either that or I think Dark Cross, since you need that to get out of the escape, since this is vanilla. At least a vanilla start. And for audio, we got Tabbycat54 using Donkey Kong 64 and Faker Jr. using Hollow Knight. So we'll see if we can. At some point, if we switch to the other audio, we can listen to the other soundtrack. Again, this will be later in the race. Oh, that's a nice full 10 bomb packs. They're not going to be worrying about bombs anytime soon. Yeah, so again, both the runners here are 5-1 in their group, Group AK, so this is more for placement. They're both into the the bracket stages. And at least a little less pressure there. It's not like an elimination game. But you still want to try to do the best you can, try to win this one so you can get the higher placement. And so both of them getting into the back of escape, the dark areas. Probably a couple seconds apart. Probably like the normal escape times are probably like maybe at least 5.5 minutes. And if you're really fast, you can get down to like 5 minutes or so. And if you were to get a mirror, that would probably take out another like 30 seconds at least, since you don't have to do you don't have to get to the front of the castle normally. You just mirror straight to the start. All right, nothing in the back of escape there, so we know Sink is going to have an item since we found the map. Yeah, I mean, the first few minutes is not much because it's just routine. There's no real variance because it's the standard escape sequence. It's only afterward that we see divergence. You know, more bombs. I don't think we need any more since we're full on them. Alright, so into the main world, and I think even this point the starts are generally pretty normal. And the overworld check that looked like a red crystal in Hera, and a bunch of a couple of regular crystals, Eastern and Desert. So we've got a bunch of pendants in the Dark World, and let's see what the early item layout is. Gonna end up with stuff like, you know, pendant pod, pendant TR, and all that stuff. And Lumberjack. Oh, that is not a good thing to see on Lumberjack there. Oh boy. Oof. Oh, that's a that's a very high chance we're gonna be seeing an Agassi today. But let's see. This is Fire Rod has quite a number of requirements here. Wait, money in the mushroom spot. Yeah, so it's gonna be a pretty good chance to see Aga. So if Skull Woods is a crystal, that's Aga. If Turtle Rock requires the Fire Rod, like the Fire Rod locked area has, like, say, the big key, that's Aga. And well, Ice Palace, we don't really care. We have Bombos, so that covers that part. So I think it's really going to be Skull Woods and TR we're going to be looking at to see what they are. Yeah. The Trinex itself also needs Fire Rod directly, so yeah. So we're going to be looking at those two. Oh, okay, there's our lamp. A glove. Hey, our container. And then the closet, anything here? Just, no, it does a bunch of heart pieces. Hey, a flute. Okay, so Kakariko's loaded. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's actually not bad. A pendant and TR. So maybe a green pendant TR. Yeah, that's not too good to skip Kakariko today. Pretty getting a pretty loaded stack here. And, oh, there's a hook shot. Kakariko adding on to the payloads here. Oh, and there's a sword on the race game, so yeah, definitely go and pick that up. Okay, bottle vendor, nothing. Okay, get a chicken house with, oh, there's ether, so that's 2 out of 3 medallions already. And yeah, so that is Aga access already with that Master Sword and Lamp. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to just rush Aga at this point. At least probably do some of the other checks to see what they can get. You know, they happen to, you know, maybe get another sword just to make the climb even easier. So I might as well at least do some of the basic checks. And Faker Jr. activating that flute. You know, it's in the village. It's kind of just not too far away from the spot you activated. So you might as well just open it up, get some warping, get like South Shore checks and all that stuff. Yeah, so if... Okay, so the easy scenario, if Skullwoods is a crystal, I mean, that's going to be hard to require Aga, but at that point, they probably don't have to rush taking out Aga. They probably could just wait on that a bit. You know, again, see if you can get, like, a third sword, you know, just to make the climb that much faster. Because you know you're going to have to take out Aga for that Fire Rod. And Fire Rod, in this case, doesn't have too many utilities. It's really just Skullwoods and TR. Alright, so Tabbycat gonna be picking up their pile of goods. And nope, the Drain Swamp, nothing much, but we'll be picking up that 20. So there's still a lot of stuff in Logic. So you got Eastern, you've got Agina, you got Death Mountain is logically accessible from pick your route, flute or lamp, glove. And then East Death Mountain, we got the hook shot. Okay, Red Cane, alright, that's fine. Okay, a bottle, so that gets Sick Kid. Probably just fit that in whenever you just flute right back there. And Tabbycat going right to the mountain. Ooh, a shovel. A shovel on the desert ledge. Can't really do anything about that yet. Probably gonna need the book. Or, you know, you need mitts in a mirror. Alright, so Agina with nothing. Okay, Old Man. Let's see what Old Man has is. Nope, not much there. Yeah, so Tabbycat going into the mountain, going to be going through the load of checks here. And Faker Jr. going for Aga directly, just not taking chances, going straight for that Fire Rod. And yeah, so those are mitts inside the Spectacle Rock Cave. It looks like a Tabbycat tried to hover and Couldn't quite get that one. Let's see if... And no, just gonna do it the normal way. So those mitts, well, they don't do anything for us yet. We don't have Moon Pearl. So if, like, Moon Pearl just happens to be on, like, Pyramid Ledge, and okay, this was kind of redundant anyway, because you had to do Aga just for that Moon Pearl, for example. I'm trying to think where else the Moon Pearl. Eastern hasn't been checked yet. And Tabbycat's doing the mountain checks, so we'll see if it's up here. Zora is in Logic, but I think it's just Zora itself. None of the other water checks. Okay, so again, our Paradox Cave here. Just a red boomerang at the bottom. Yeah, this will be interesting if the Moon Pearl pops up here. Because what do you do at that point? Oh, there's the hammer. Okay, that doesn't add on anything yet. Book. Okay, well, the hammer gives Hera access. Actually, I think that's a full clear Hera. Book gives Desert, which is full cleared. And an Ether Tablet is obtainable. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. There's still a lot of checks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tabbycat's going to be just milking out these checks first before committing over to Aga. Alright, Ether with nothing. Yeah, Faker Jr. just went straight for Aga 1. Because since Fire Rod's on Lumberjack, maybe going on assumption that, let's say, if Skull Woods is a crystal, then you're going to need to take out Aga 1. Okay, a blue male in Hera, that's fine. I'm probably not going to turn that down. Yeah, that middle chest had to be either a big key or small key to prevent a lockout. And we got, nope, Skull Wizard's Crystal. So that is a hard required Aga 1. There we go. So Pendant Pod, Pendant Mire, and then we got the green Pendant TR, you know already. But yeah, this is a hard required Aga 1 seed. Yeah, had Skullwood's been a pendant, that would have been a kind of a question mark at that point. You know, is that the right move? You would, since the Fire Rod may or may not have been required, but in this case, it's just hard required. So you know that you made the right move by taking out Aga 1. And I believe there's going to be an item in the basement. Let's see if Tabbycat's going to get it. Given there's no mirror, there's no easy way back up to Hera, so I'm wondering if they're just going to go back in. Let's see. Yeah. So, yeah, just gonna take out the hair basement, not taking chances with that. And just another bottle on the hair basement, but yeah, you might as well just get that out of the way, because it's otherwise very difficult to get back up to this without the mirror. Alright, quick look into Spiral Cave, and okay, the King's Tomb just with more money. I mean, that's probably have plenty of cash for the rest of this race. Okay, Spiral Cave, nothing. Still trying to find that Moon Pearl, because even after you take out Aga 1, you can't really do anything in Dark World, since the Pyramid Ledge didn't have the Moon Pearl. Alright, so Tabbycat into Desert. I believe full clearable. Faker Jr. going to start some of the water checks. The island with just more money. Okay, Waterfall Cave, which this is not in logic anyway. Yeah, that's nothing. I mean, if Moon Pearl wasn't there, then you know flippers have to be around somewhere. And it looked like Zora Ledge with nothing. Okay, let's see what Zora drops us today. It's going to be... Nope, that's a scam. Absolutely nothing there. So... I'm thinking, is it just down to Eastern at this point? Because that Moon Pearl is going to have to... Oh, no, there it is. Yeah, I forgot Desert. You're still doing Desert there. Yeah, so Tabbycat finding that Moon Pearl in Desert. So that was book locked, and I believe that was in Paradox Cave. So Faker Jr. should be getting that shortly. So you did have to make a trip up to the mountain, work around that Moon Pearl. I mean, in this case, for Faker Jr., it's actually probably a good thing they took out Aga already. So you're not questioning yourself whether, oh, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I can delay Aga. You know, they just figure, you know, I'm just taking out Aga right away. just get it over with. And since you know it's hard required, now you're just looking for the Moon Pearl just so that you can start, doing your exploration in Dark World. I don't think Faker even started Hera. I think they're just doing their mountain checks right now, so they'll be going to kind of following what Tabbycat did a little bit ago. Yeah, you had to get that hammer. You had to go the long way to Hera because we don't know what a mirror is, so you had to go all the way around. Tabbycat did all of Hera already. Again, Faker is just starting. We'll probably full clear it as well. I would think they're going to do the basement because this is just such a bad check to get to. And that was a close one there. Getting the save on that one. Tabbycat pulling that one out. Alright, so that is 2 crystals for Tabbycat. Faker is just about to get there first. Probably will be following the same checks. Going to eventually have to go in the desert to get the Moon Pearl out of there. And Tabbycat, okay, probably doing Dark Death Mountain. Yeah, gonna do. Since you just got that Moon Pearl, can pretty much fully explore Dark Death Mountain here. You see that other red crystal was an ice. I'll get vanilla ice palace for the normal 5 crystal. So on the tracker, let's see, it's Pod, Meyer, and TR, Turtle Rock for the pendants. So Turtle Rock should be the green pendant. Ice Palace is the other red crystal. And yes, not too surprisingly, Faker Jr. will be full clearing, just getting rid of the Hera basement. It's such a long check to get back to. Alright, Super Bunny Cave with Cane of Burna, so that would put Spike Cave in logic. That's just one of those really odd checks. And TR is Ether. Okay, so we can get into it and I think actually make a good amount of progress. I think we're just missing Ice Rod to clear it. Alright, so Hookshot Cave empty. And this might be a Spike Cave play here. Nothing else to do on the Dark Death Mountain at this point. And Spike Cave completely empty today. So at least you got that check out of the way. Don't have to worry about that. Still have, I believe Sick Kid hasn't been checked yet. Shovel hasn't been checked yet. So kind of curious if those have any, come out with anything. At this point, they're just kind of running through each other's checks. Got Desert, Faker Juniors, and then Tabby doing the, let's see, King's Tomb, get that load of money. Let's see, so go mode is going to be... Okay, so you need a bow. Swamps of Crystal, so you'll need a mirror. You'll need flippers. And that might be it. Hopefully Ice Rod's not required. I hope that Trinex doesn't drop something or Pedestal has something on it. Alright, and Tabby, going into the castle tower, you know, that fire rod being there, there's just too much of a chance that you're probably going to need it in some way. Even if TR is a pendant, if you have to go into there and if you need fire rod to even get through the place, not necessary for Trinex, you know, you're going to want to have that fire rod. Yeah, so we can see how the racers are doing after they're pretty much about to converge. So we can see who has a little bit of a lead. So we finally start the actual Dark World exploration, like the lower Dark World. Yeah, I'm trying to remember where the Red Cane... I want to say Mini Moldorm Cave. I don't remember, though. Yeah, so not too much for go mode. So yeah, so bow, flippers, mirror, possibly Quake. We don't know what Meyer entrance is yet. So Quake might be required. You know, any fetch quest can, mushroom powder can get in there somewhere as well. Ice Rod, so it kind of depends. So have to see. Hopefully not having to do like an entire like full clear. Have to find everything. Oh yeah, Meyer's only a pendant. It's just if you have to go into it, if it has say flippers or something. So hopefully we won't need to see pendants, or at least much of any pendant. But the chance that you may have to dip all these pendants, so depending on the seed. Alright, Sick Kid with nothing. And yeah, you can have a bow on Ped, since the two bows are progressive. So you can put one of them in a bow lock spot and have to find the other one somewhere. Okay, finally into the main Dark World. I'm going to start with Skullwoods on Faker Jr.'s end. you're gonna need at least one bow outside of GT that you can actually get, because since Eastern is a crystal. So if you have one bow in GT, that means, yeah, Ped can't have the other bow because of Pod. So Pedestal still has a few options. It can have Mirror. It can have one of the bows. And fetch quest into the item. I think flippers are also possible, so any of the items you kind of need for go mode, it probably can be on Pedestal, potentially. Alright, so Tabbycat picking up their fire rod. And kind of right by the village area in the Dark World. I'm just gonna flute there, probably. That was a nice moth fight on Faker Jr.'s end. Good timing on those spins, because actually hitting Moth in a way that it knocked it out of its attack. Able to get more hits in afterwards. It's a otherwise pretty clean fight there. And trying to think if anything was even found in Skull Woods yet. Or has it just been all dungeon items at this point? Oh, okay, there's our first, I think our first item is a bow. Okay. So that gets rid of that problem. Yeah, so that other bow can basically be anywhere. Okay, that's your other item. So done with Skull Woods. Yeah, so you got your bow pretty much in the open, and so yeah, now that second bow can be, it could be on Ped, it could be in GT, bow locked, whichever works. And welcome Mr. Angry Pants, rating with party of 8 to SpeedGaming 3. We are partway through Casual Boots, race between Tabbycat54 and Faker Jr. Group AK, both are 5-1, and this is more for who gets the better placement going into brackets. And Tabbycat just following behind in Skull Woods. And into Faker Jr. into Thieves Town. See, that is it's a regular crystal, so it is full clearable with hammer. I think the C-shaped house had a blue potion, so that's good. Good for safety. Oh, there. Okay, well, there's the boots. That green 20 right there. And, ooh, Tabbycat, very clean moth fight there. I mean, I only see 2 traps that are out of place, so that was really fast fight there. Okay, so we're getting a chat. Okay, so the winner gets a bye into the round of 64, and then the loser is in the probably plays like it's a 128. So probably plays another. Yeah, has to play another match to, and then if they win that one, then they're into the I believe into that 64. And Faker Jr. getting bullied a little bit on the hallway there, and that's just one of those rooms. If you don't have safeties like a cane or a cape, I mean, you easily get beat up there. But you got the blue potion. You know, you just found that in the C-shaped house. You might as well use it. You know, there's no point in holding on to your safeties if you're gonna take game overs along the way. I mean, assuming there's enough extra money to go around, you can always just fluke to the potion shop and buy more potions. And Tabbycat pretty much just following right behind. We're going after their trip through Thieves Town. I do not think there was anything in Thieves Town so far. I think it's just money and some bombs. And again, not really going to care what's in there since can full clear this place. So I think that's all 4 items for Thieves Town. Pretty much just money. It would have been boots in here, but since we're already given boots, it's just that green 20. So really just coming in here for the crystal. And Faker Jr. on script, making that fight look easy. And Tabbycat putting that Cane of Burner to use. It makes that room a little bit easier. You can just kind of run through it. Okay, so Faker Jr. at 4 crystals now. Tabbycat will be following in just a little bit. Alright, time for some more overworld exploration, because there's quite a bit they can do. Once you got the brewery, not so sure about Mirrorless Smith. That's just never a friendly thing to consider. Yeah, you still need to do a mini Moldorm cane for that red cane, and flippers are hard required here, so there's no... it's not like, Ice Palace you could fake flipper over there, but in this case, there's not... I don't know if there's much of a point, since you will need hard required flippers anyway for Swamp. Yeah, so with the red cane, I mean, if the big key is on the there's your ice rod. Yeah, so the big key is on the right side. That would be a red cane locked. And there's the ice rod. That's probably not the thing you want to see there, and you kind of don't want to put Trinex into play. That's probably not what's going to be on their minds. Oh, that's okay. More safeties with the cape. Yeah, so in GT, the Cane of Samaria locks tile room and then the four chests behind it. So, but again, in this case, the red cane is kind of in the open, so I can't think they're gonna miss that. They're going to be going around there at some point. All right, Hype Cave. Anything in here? Well, he got a powder. At least that's something. That was about to be a total failure there, but powder is that's good for more safeties actually. So we'll take what we can get on it. That also, you don't need to do a fake powder anymore on the bat. You can just straight up do the regular powder. Tabbycat picking up their ice rod. Again, they're probably not going to be thinking about Pendant TR. They're definitely going to run out as many crystals that they can find first. Alright, so Faker Jr. into Eastern. First item, nothing much. And Tabbycat will be taking the Smithy on the world tour here. Yeah, it's going to be either mirror or flippers, one of those two items. Since they're both going to be hard required. Now, it's going to be a pretty nasty seed if you have something like, you have to do Pendant TR, and say that has, like, Flute, take that into Mire, and that gives you either mirror or flippers. I mean, that would be pretty mean. Make the runners run through the late game pendants. Oh yeah, they've got Flute a long time ago. That was in CAC, yeah. So it'd be down to flippers, mirror. Well, I guess Quake could be in TR that is required for Mire, because we still don't know what's needed for Mire access yet. No, I don't think anyone's done Mire Shed. I'm thinking maybe they're hoping to find the mirror to get Checkerboard out of the way. Alright, Magic Bat is going to have... Oh, there's our mirror. Okay, so Hype Cave gaining a lot of value from that powder. That's a hard required mirror right there. Okay. So, Magic Bat in full logic there. Because I don't believe if you use fake powder, I don't think that's ever in logic. So you have to have the real powder, which just right in the open in Hype Cave. Okay, so that might make a Meyer shed check. That might be done at some point because you can at least do the outside and explore it. Okay, I don't think Eastern had much of anything. Okay, bumper ledge, nothing. So it's Faker Jr. ahead on crystals 5-4, but Eastern, I believe, just an empty dungeon. So it's really what's gonna. So we got Mirror, that was on Magic Bat, and it's really where the flippers at this point. And let's see, Mushroom, well, that's not what you're looking for there. Just a bug net. It didn't look like you bothered to collect that. I mean, the only thing that's useful for is if you want to put, like, fairies in a bottle for safeties, but at this point, I don't think health is going to be that big an issue. Plenty of hearts, got a blue mail. That's probably enough. Okay, Faker Jr. going into Ice Palace, which we know it's not going to have much of anything. You can't have anything related to flippers, so this is just for crystal clear. And by extension, a Pyramid Fairy also can't have anything either. Anything, at least progression-wise. Yeah, so it can be a sword, maybe silvers, half-cost magic. It's really just like utility things. I mean, yeah, it could have Quake, but again, it can't lead to flippers. So Quake would just be there. That would make Meyer completely irrelevant. So, I mean, not a whole lot of overworld checks. I'm thinking, I don't think Catfish has been checked yet. Purple Chest, I don't believe has been checked yet. Bombos is now in play with that mirror. Bombos tablet. And then after that, it's pretty much going to be pendants. Pendant Pod, Pendant TR. Again, those are not the places you really want to be dipping into, unless you really have to. Yeah, it doesn't look like Ice Palace has really dropped anything, which is not surprising, because it can't drop progression. It only can drop, quality of life stuff. Yeah, so this is really just for the red crystal. So I guess you could have like vanilla silvers. I mean, but that's still just quality of life. Yeah, pedestal's still in play because none of the pendants require flippers, so you. I'm not sure what the message for flippers would be, but we'd be able to tell pretty quickly it's flippers. That would really suck. You're forced to clear out all your pendants. And let's see, Tabbycat, I think, should be going to the pod because yeah, they set up the portal. They started from the dark world, so I mean the only reason you're gonna do that is you're gonna go in the pod. Otherwise you would have just entered straight from the light world. Alright, so we got pendant pod. Oh yeah, we haven't even checked the shovel yet. I think that's still on the table. There's some big checks here. I mean, let's see who gets the one big item here. A shovel spot. Nope, that's not it. And then pod, we may not find out for a while because usually the front of pod is just a bunch of small keys. And I'm wondering if Baker Jr. might be the Dark Death Mountain. Yeah, it's a TR play, and yeah, if Mimic Cave has flippers, that would be really bad. That's gonna be I would almost think of the last location, because that is just a long trip back there. And Pod, I'm still not getting any info, just a bunch of small keys. Oh, well, there we go. There we go. Pendant pod. Pendant pod with the flippers. And that is possible go mode. It depends if GT. But if Tabbycat does swamp and actually just goes to the right, they should mirror into a mini Moldorm cave. And that would be go mode. And I would think they would do that because you've got only a Master Sword and no silvers, and Mini Moldorm Cave's a whole bunch of checks. So you might as well get the density there and hope you maybe spike a sword or silver arrows. Okay, so we know that TR is not going to have anything progression-wise. It's only going to be for quality of life stuff, if anything. But yeah, we already know where Mirror and Flippers are here. You know, shield, that's kind of not what you're looking for there. I'm going to hope Tabbycat, after clearing Swamp, is going to take a detour into Mini Moldon. That's literally on the way to going towards Ice Palace. Yeah, I think Kakariko was pretty stacked today. I'm trying to remember what it had. It had a hook shot, it had a lot of money, had the lamp, a glove, flute. Trying to think, a sword was on the race game. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff. So it would have been a really bad idea to skip CAC. Okay, well, there's half-cost magic. Okay, that's good. Never gonna turn down that half-cost magic. Good safety there for a Ganon fight in case you don't have silvers. Extra money in the waterfall chest, so that's pretty much gonna be for potions. No, pedestal's not required on this seed. Tabbycat is going to be an official go mode, and if they do a mini Molten Cave, then that covers all the bases. So even GT can do full basement exploration. So it just has to take that detour, which I assume they will. Again, given only a Master Sword and no silvers, you get a lot of free checks there. You might want to take that detour. And Swamp, yeah, nothing else there. Just a compass on Argus. So it's 6 crystals apiece. Yeah, so I'm going to assume that there will be a detour to Mini Moldrum Cave. No, not gonna do that. Oh, okay. So they're banking on... GT not being Samaria locked at this point. Well, at least there's a consolation prize in TR. There's one of the swords. So at least we'll have Tempered Sword as a consolation prize. Yeah, Tempered Sword making Trinex much easier to handle. Okay, okay, that actually may not be a bad thing for Faker Jr. there, because that's the other sword. 2 swords and TR. Okay, that might help out a little bit because we know Tabbycat is not going to go to TR, not going to get either one of those swords. So it's going to be stuck with a Master Sword. So really going to have to find silvers to not have a painful Ganon fight here. So yeah, with that gold sword on Ganon, it's just, I think, 6 slashes on each of the first 2 phases, and then 12 hits on phase 4. I don't. It doesn't matter if it's spin attacks or regular slashes. I think it's the same thing. But the difference between a Master Sword and Master Sword and Tempered is big because Master Sword you have to use spin attacks, and Tempered you don't have to. You can use it to try to get a 1-in-1 on the first 2 phases, but you don't have to use spin attacks. All right, so Faker Jr. Okay, that's gonna be the pod play, so that is required to have to get those flippers. All right, so Tabbycat, that is 7 crystals. So they're on their way to Ganon's Tower. So we're gonna little twist to this one. So it's not 1 to 22 here. It's gonna be more 0. Well, let's say 1 to 17. So you know the big key is in GT, but it's 1 to 17, and then you can put your guesses if it's on the right side, locked by Samaria. Yeah, Faker Jr. is still has to be stumbling through pendants, and then that mirror is just not a good. It's not in a good spot unless they start doing Smith chain. We'll eventually stumble into the mirror at that point. Yeah, so Faker has to go to Magic Bat at some point. Okay, into GT. So let's see, 1 and 2. Nothing there. Oh, that is huge. Oh my gosh. So Tabbycat getting silver arrows on the torch in GT. So that's gonna basically negate phase 4. So now it only has to worry about the first 2 phases. So that's a huge time savings right there. Because we know we're not going to find any swords. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7. Heart container. Yeah, those silvers are a huge relief right there, because now you can take on phase 4 normally rather than doing, I believe, 24 spins. Alright, so that was check number 8, so nothing there. Okay, there's the big key. Oh, there's red mail. Well, boy, that's all the safeties we want right there. Yeah, that's pretty much it right there. Okay, so that was check number, I think it was 10, 11, 12. And yeah, it's our tracker, Trollcrom, guessing 12 right there. So congratulations. And you're also finding Quake in there. The red mail was also in the rando room, so more safeties, always good to have. Half-cost magic, so it's so Ganon is going to be a lot more manageable, especially with those silvers. And might have a Pyramid Fairy check here. And as they're continuing to run through their next steps, please don't forget to give a follow to our runners, Tabbycat54 and Faker Jr., putting on a great show for us. This Group AK race, Casual Boots, again, both 5-1. Going for a tiebreaker on this. And our tracker, Cromb. And thanks for pushing all the buttons, keeping us kind of up to date on everything. Know what everyone has here. And Pyramid Fairy, yeah, that you really can't have anything more. In terms of inventory, we're almost out of stuff to find, actually. I think the only thing we might not know is a couple shields, I think the blue boomerang, maybe a bottle, just some minor stuff. Yeah, that room on that the invisible floor there, it's a little trickier to do. You don't have the normal approach of using the Cane of Samaria. Take some alternate means to wipe out all the enemies there. And again, the half-cost magic's nice. There's a good safety there. And Tabbycat probably checking for a sword, but again, we know there's no sword up here. I don't even think there's gonna be much of any value unless it's like the other bottle with like blue potion in it or something. Okay, I'm hoping Faker Jr. is gonna do Smith Chain, because that will get into that mirror. Oh boy, going well. You can't really do much up here. Only can do a bumper ledge. And can't check Graveyard Ledge anyway, so don't need to worry about that. And Tabbycat onto Aga 2. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. Oh boy, oh yeah, you gotta be in the light world anyway, yeah, so you have to... Yeah, forgot, you have no mirror, you gotta save and quit anyway. So that's okay. And Tabbycat through with Aga 2. About to face Ganon, and again, good thing for those silvers that will simplify a good amount of the fight. It's really just the first two phases that you gotta get through. Alright, Faker Jr. finally going to get that mirror. It's just a really bad spot for it. It's just an out-of-the-way check, and... yeah, this is probably not going to feel good. So that is go mode for Faker. It should be taken out. Run through Swamp. I mean, Faker is going to get those silvers, because since you're going to have to pass by the torch room. And I'm pretty sure Tabbycat has at least one bottle, well, one potion. Yeah, okay, there's that blue potion there. Just gotta make sure you save enough magic, but you should be getting close to phase 3 here. There we go, okay. Pretty much got through the hard part, so this part should be quite a bit easier. Especially with those silvers on hand. Alright, phase 4. Yeah, couldn't quite get the torch glitch there. Okay, this is probably at least a double. Oh no, I ran into Ganon there. It's a good thing with the red mail, it cuts down the damage a lot. Because it's only, I think it's only 3 hearts here. And oh, there we go. Ganon is down. Alright, so get your GGs in chat for Tabbycat54. Will be winning this tiebreaker in Group AK. And a race time 119.35. And it's looking like Faker Jr. Has put up the forfeit after seeing the Tabbycat finishing up. And all right, so we are joined in the chat by with Tabbycat54. GG.
GG's. Sorry, I didn't have a keybind set.
All right, again, GG's on your win there. So what'd you think of this seed?
I think I god routed it somehow and horrible execution, and so I'm like going to go and hide in a corner.
Yeah, I saw you didn't even get Samaria, and luckily you didn't need it. The Samaria was actually just in Mini Moldorm Cave, so I was thinking that after you beat Swamp, you would have just mirrored to Mini Moldorm Cave because you only had a Master Sword and no silvers. So I was like thinking, okay, you're just gonna take Detour, but I think in your mind you're just in go mode.
Yeah, I was in go mode. I'm pretty comfortable with Master Sword silverless, and it wasn't until I beat Aga that I realized, hey, I don't have a Cane of Samaria. Well, I mean, I realized it in Wizrobes, but I was like, I don't have a cane, and so Master Sword is Ganon's going to be a complete nightmare, and I was not very happy about that, but I was like, I looked over at Mini Moldorm, and I'm like, I should have just gone to that. It's right there, but it didn't dawn on me until I was literally in GT that I was like, I don't have a cane.
Yeah, so luckily, I mean, you did, at least when you did Swamp, you got that half-cost magic, so that was a good safety there in case you had to do Master Sword silverless. And I think seeing those silvers on the torch in GT, that probably gave you at least some relief because, okay, you at least cut out the back half of the fight. For sure. The front half is still going to be bad, but the back half is a lot easier.
When I got the cape, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, and I got the blue goo somewhere. I don't know where I got the blue goo, but that was literally the, I was like, I can be a little more reckless because I have the blue goo. But usually I do Samaria strats on Ganon when I have the Master Sword, and not having it was a really, I was like, I have to remember how to do this without this now.
Yeah, it's either getting into the corner, because I think when you use Samaria, use that as kind of like a wall in a way, and just spin off of that. So, because the recoil is like huge normally off Ganon.
Oh yeah. But I just kind of was like, I just kind of went with my idea of, if I have a clearable crystal, I'm just going to go to it. And then when I had, all I had left was an out of logic Ice Palace and Pod, I'm like, well, I'm already here. I'm just going to go to Pod. Might find Samaria. That would be nice. But, like, of course, and periodically through the seed, of course, I did know that I didn't have Samaria, but it was like, it didn't dawn on me that how much I needed. I used it until you don't have it. You don't see how much you use it.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you see Meyer and Tier are both pendants, because you start thinking, maybe I don't need Samaria versus one of the two.
When I saw the Fire Rod. Yeah, the Fire Rod was actually my first thing. When I saw that, like, that's kind of why I beelined to go see what the green pendant was, because I was like, if it's Skullwoods or Turtle Rock, then I need to get into the Dark World ASAP to see what my I need to see what my pendants are. And so when I saw that it was Turtle Rock as the green pendant, I was like, okay, if Skullwoods is not if it's a pendant, then I'm just gonna ignore the Fire Rod until I need it. But going in there, like finding after I found the Moon Pearl, going in there and like saying, oh, well, Skullwoods is needed. I'm just going to go do it. Let me just go finish this out real quick. And just kind of, I just followed where the seed told me to go.
Yeah, I think once you saw Skull Woods was the crystal, that's like, okay, you know you're gonna have to do aggro at some point, so you just put that in the back of your mind. Because a lot of the dungeons don't even need Fire Rod anyway. Even Ice Palace, you had Bombos.
Yeah.
And,
I was thinking Mira was going to be in ice, to be honest with you. When I got Bombo, so I was like, I almost just beelined it, even without the Moon Pearl. I was like, I should just go do ice right now. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, I know the bomb jump pretty well, and you know, I know how to get through it. And I was like, but I was like, I'm gonna put that off for just a couple more, a little bit longer, because I really don't like doing it without Samaria. I don't like doing it with a Master Sword. I definitely don't like doing it without Fire Rod. And knowing where the Fire Rod was, I was like, I'm just going to wait until I finish that and then get that.
yeah, so I think you actually routed pretty well. I mean, the other two swords, yeah, you weren't going to get those. They were both in Turtle Rock. So, one on Laser Bridge, one on Trinex. So, I really doubt you're in go mode already. You are not going to touch Turtle Rock ever.
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick detour to Turtle Rock because it's always in Turtle Rock. If I had the Cane of Samaria when I went up the mountain the second time, I probably would have dipped Turtle Rock just because it was there. It's a green. But I didn't have the Ice Rod at the time that I went up there the second time, so never mind. I probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you might have maybe gone to Laser Bridge, which was one of the swords anyway, and Tempered is more than enough anyway.
But yeah, I was pretty happy with how I routed, with the fact that where Mirror was, just going, hey, I'm gonna go see if the meme of Smith Chain having Mirror is gonna pay out for me. And I mean, in a kind of way it did, because it was a magic bat. And I was like, okay, since I'm in Flipper's Go mode, and I look around my map and I'm like, it's in pod. I'm just gonna go with it's in pod. Let's go.
Which ended up being the right move there. Yeah, if Flippers happened to be in there, I think it was in the rupee room.
Yeah, and as soon as I mirrored out, I was like, I should have done at least Harmless Hellway so that I could have seen if Kane was there. But no, I was just too focused on, like, I was really, really thinking, I'm in go mode. I need to do this. Faker is really good. That, like, my execution bubbles throughout the seed accounted for enough time that he could have just completely destroyed me. I'm like, at the point when I'm climbing, I'm like, he's already ahead of me. He's already ahead of me. And just because I had so many just like minor bobbles throughout the seed, and I was like, I'm just hoping my routing won this for me.
Yeah, I think he ended up almost last locationing that mirror, because Smith Chain is just not, and especially mirrorless Smith Chain, so that is just not a friendly thing to do. You just only think about it.
No, mirrorless Smith Chain is. I only did the Smith because I had the flute, and I was like, well, I got mitts really early, and I was like, maybe it's here, but I just was trying to get through, like, figure out what's the next step in the path on everything, really, just after I found the mids. And I was like, I saw all the green, and I'm like, I don't even know. Like, why does the green keep coming?
Okay, so this win, so you won the tiebreaker, so that gives you the win over the group AK. So I think that gets you into group of 64 at this point.
I think so.
So, because I think Faker is gonna probably play an extra game to hopefully get into that 64 bracket.
I mean, Faker's real good, so yeah, I'm definitely going to. I'm looking forward to possibly rematch in brackets or something like that, because he's really good, and he's super nice, and he's My entire group was great, so like I'm just looking forward to it.
Okay, so again, GG's both you. A great race. Good, thanks for that. Kind of showing off skills on this, and casual boots are pretty loaded. A number of people aren't in here, so talent level's really up there. So as we get into the bracket stages, it should only get more. Really see what people can do with their stuff.
Oh yeah, I honestly, on my first pass of Death Mountain, I just got a new controller because my controller died, the one I've been using the whole time. And so I was like, well, I haven't dropped any of my hovers since I got this controller, and the first hover I dropped in practice or anything was literally in this race. And I'm like, I hate life.
It's always when it counts that you make the mistakes. It's when you practice it, you're not going to make them because you don't really care to make a mistake. It's always when it counts.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to like last year I squeaked into brackets only to face Jim as my very first opponent in there. So I'm hoping that I'll face Jim later on in brackets rather than my very first race, because I like a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jim is like just a monster at this.
Yeah, but
big competitive player.
I do look forward to seeing. Last year I squeaked by due to some weird shenanigans that happened in our groups and a drop and all this other stuff, and just random routing that won me second in my group last year. And like coming in and doing 5-1 rather than, I think last year I was like 3-3. So I'm excited to see what brackets holds this time and see if I can actually get past the first round in a bracket stage for once.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough field no matter what. So it's not gonna matter who anyone faces, whoever they faces. Just getting in the brackets is already, they're good.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, any other thoughts you have on this race? I think Faker Jr. is late for him, so he's not going to come in.
Yeah, it's really late for him. Yeah, he likes doing these. I guess it's late for him, and it's like midday for me, and so, and we couldn't do anything through the week because of work. So, I'm like, and I had two people who were in the same, like in the CEST time zone, and we had to do everything on the weekend. So I'm pretty happy and grateful that my group worked with my crazy work schedule.
Yeah, the timing can get a little tricky. But yeah, okay. So yeah, any further thoughts you have on this seed or in general?
No, just GG's to everyone who's made brackets, and we'll see you there.
Okay, so gonna wrap things up here. It's a great race here. GG's to both Tabbycat54 and Faker Jr. Both advancing into the next stage, since this was just a tiebreaker to see more placement later on. But both of them were 5-1, so both advancing on anyway. So congrats both Tabbycat54, Faker Jr. Also thanks to Cromb for tracking, keeping all the buttons, keeping us all up to speed on what's going on. SpeedGaming 3, the chat. Thank you for all the input as well. And this is Pixcalibur, and I'll see you guys in the next race.